Alrighty, we've made it to a Thursday. Well, we're getting late into July, and you know what that means? Heat is always possible. We tend to have some sort of a heat wave at some point during the summer months. It can shift with the seasons. Last year we had one in late June and again in August. This year we haven't really had that stretch to this point, but it looks like it's on the way. The weekend looks seasonal. Temperatures 88 to 93, at least to start. We'll see higher heat levels beginning Sunday, but really Monday through Thursday of next week. This is going to end up being the hottest period since August of 2024, late August, specifically about the 28th through the 30th of August is when we got up into the upper 90s and a few spots touched 100 degrees. Not the case this afternoon. How about this? An easterly breeze, cooler air mass, and this is nice. I was outside doing yard work today for couple hours and it was lovely, compared to what we had earlier in the week. Take a look at the composite radar here. This is at about 320, and you just see these bands of showers. The lightning strikes with this are almost all focused down in Louisiana and Mississippi. If I concentrate this to central Alabama, look at this. I mean, there's 2, 3, 4 lightning strikes with this. These are just spotty showers, and what this is helping to do is keep our heat levels lower. That rain-cooled air. The rain's not exceptionally heavy, but these passing showers will knock down those temperatures. So again, upper 80s, low 90s today, no high heat for us. And there's a good cluster of showers in Talladega County, stretching over into Clay County. These are headed towards the Birmingham Metro, so we'll watch that here over the next couple of hours. A bit more active over the Wiregrass. Again, not much in the way of thunderstorm activity. We've got, just 7 lightning strikes in this cluster stretching from Abbeville over to Andalusia and into Geneva, so just not a lot of convective thunderstorm coverage here this afternoon. So again, we'll take the spotty showers, especially when it keeps us a bit cooler. We've had plenty of sunshine mixed in there. So Friday, this could be our best bet of seeing rain for Alabama as a whole, but specifically southwest Alabama. You get into the northern half of the state, it's going to be tough to get decent rain chances up there, and then you'll notice Saturday it drops statewide and really becomes sparse for the northern part of Alabama. And Sunday, I mean, it's rare that we take rain chances off the table, but that will be the case Sunday and even into early next week as this big ridge sets up aloft. Let's do your futurecast for Friday, get you started into the weekend. This is the HER, and sometimes this initializes well, sometimes it doesn't. I do think this is a fair depiction of tomorrow. We'll see the concentration of rain, thunderstorms initially over coastal locations, and then the gradual movement throughout the day will take it north. So assuming that there's nothing really to slow this down, eventually this will get into central Alabama late afternoon into the evening. If you have, plans to be out and about Friday evening, really 4 o'clock onward, we're going to start to see some of these thunderstorms reach our central Alabama counties. Again, if they can hold together, and that threat will carry into the evening. But again, not everywhere will get rain. That'll just probably be our highest bet here over the next 7 days. Speaking of, here's the Weather Prediction Center's 7-day outlook. And again, this is an average. Look at that, about 1/10 of an inch. Huntsville, Gadsden, Hamilton, Birmingham, about 1/4 of an inch over the next 7 days. Demopolis, a little closer to 1/2 inch. And down closer to Mobile, we've got 3 inches. And a lot of that will come in the short term here with that weak tropical low moving through the Gulf. So let's jump ahead to the story weather-wise. It's going to be the temperatures. I love talking upper air maps. It's like seeing the forecast as a whole from a synoptic standpoint, from a wide lens, if you will. So this is Sunday evening. We have a big ridge beginning to form over the southeast. In fact, it's already established. A strong upper high. You're going to have height values, height anomalies that are decently significant. Again, not uncommon for this time of year, but whenever we see higher heights, we know that there's a warm air mass under there. So warm air takes up more space. When we see the atmospheric heights nudging up, that means that column beneath 500 millibars, which usually exists between about 17 and 19,000 feet. We're going to be closer to 19,000 feet, which means within that profile, we got some warm air, and that usually translates into some higher heat levels. So the ridge will be, or the high, I should say, the upper high will be most focused over the southeast in the Arc-La-Tex region Sunday and Monday. It'll gradually shift west as we go through the week, but we'll still be under the influence of a very warm air mass. notice our winds aloft. They're northerly. That doesn't typically bring about high rain chances. If you're looking for better rain chances with respect to the location of this high, you would look to the western axis where you've got a southerly flow and that return moisture from the Gulf. So again, rain chances not out of the question, but they are very low next week while we have this feature here. Now by midweek, its strength intensity begins to diminish just a little bit. It's still hot, but we'll see this kind of wane and then gradually drift over towards the Texas Panhandle by late week. And by the time we see this start to happen, we'll introduce rain chances a little bit more readily. Again, there's still nothing of a whole lot of significance showing up on the model data for good rain next week. In the short term, temperatures, seasonal. When we say seasonal, that means that they're about where they would be from a climatological standpoint. The climo for Birmingham this time of year is 91 for a high, 73 for a low. It's very similar across much of central Alabama. Some folks 92, down in the Wiregrass 93. But you get the idea. We're kind of right on par for where we should be heading into the weekend. At least on Friday and Saturday. By Sunday, those heat levels start to come up. But if we look at the long-term patterns here, some troughing over the eastern half of the country could lead to near average temperatures early in August. I think we finish out July with an above average likely as we have those 90s for much of next week. Speaking of finishing out July, we are looking at, again, this is trending warmer, but it has not been a very hot summer collectively. When you look at recent years, certainly 2024 was hot. We were in a bit of a drought, but we're just now getting some of those higher heat levels. So we typically have it in July. We'll have it again in August, and sometimes there's a September spike if we are dry as well. NHC Outlook, again, I'm just showing this because it's a posted graphic. This will not develop into anything. This is just a source of moisture and will help kind of pump in some moisture necessary to give us some convection, especially along coastal locations. Here's the tropical satellite. And again, you look at this and it's a junk system. It's just a low over the Gulf, nothing crazy about it. So one final look at the composite radar. Spotty showers across the state. Nice afternoon. Hey, I'll take these summer showers anytime. No lightning involved, and keeping us in the 80s this afternoon. That's your Thursday forecast update. Hope you guys are having a great week. We'll see you again on Friday.